Yeah. I've been in the Republican Party for 14 years. This party has changed dramatically since he came into the party. It's not even the same party anymore. This is really, it's like a working class, bottom up party about people and what's going on. And so, yeah, he's gonna win. He's got 4 years. People talk about JD, the media, people say what they want to say. Man, JD grew up in the mountains, poor, dirt poor. His story is a real one. His mother, who I met at the convention a couple months ago, his mother was strung out, had to live with his grandmother. So, he's a white boy. But his story is not that much different from dudes that grew up in the hood. Whether it's New York like me, whether it's Philly like y'all, not that much different. You have me, I'm right there. So a lot of times when I'm in these rooms, when the doors close and we're talking about how we're crafting this stuff out, you have guys who come up who really just came up from nothing, who are now in those halls saying, you can't do it like that, because it's not going to affect the communities you're trying to affect. Like, it'll sound good, yeah, you can put it in your talking point, and everybody will be like, hey, we did something, and you could smile for them, but it's not going to impact people, right? The way it needs to be impacted, the way it needs to be impacted. And so you have people who are in the party right now, who are really more, I would say, in Trump's wing of the party, who are about doing real solutions. They actually want to fix the stuff. They don't want to go to the big dinners. Like, quite frankly, I don't really like the big dinners that much. I'm always trying to find a way to get out of them. You know, you got to do them, but I'm trying to find a way to get out. Because at the end of the day, I remember how I grew up. I remember what my mother grew up. And so I have this platform, this ability I'm going to use it to the benefit of people. And I know that's what he wants to do. And I know that's what JD wants to do. So, to your point, we gonna be here? Yes. And if somebody ain't there, then I'm gonna start talking about it. Because you're not doing right. You're gonna pull punches. To rebuild a community it's not overnight. It's usually a decade or 2-decade process. And that's just the truth. And so, where we gotta start is federally and local. It's like basically working off of the same program. Literally, what I just seen driving down the street, first and foremost, you can't have that. Some people that are out there, they need help. Number one, you can't give them places to shoot up. That's not the answer. That's actually the stuff they were doing out in San Francisco and LA. It doesn't work.
Right.
It doesn't work. It's only gonna make things worse. Because then what you're gonna see for whatever kid is coming around struggling. I just got caught up in something. My mom just lost a job. I just got into a fight.
That's all he knows.
I got picked on at school. This is all I know. They're trying to get away. And before you know it, you have another kid going down that track, and it perpetuates itself. So that's number one. Like, we got to clean that up. Number two is about kind of what these gentlemen are talking about, economic opportunities in the community. Number three, the same kids that we're talking about in these communities, you did a great thing for your son. I commend you for that. Being a father, leader. That's critical. But a lot of kids who don't have that opportunities, are they seeing college as a real possibility? Can they even get there? Are they getting a trade or getting a credential to be able to? And it's not a negative thing to work with your hands, but it's a realistic thing to be able to do something positive with your hands and doing something. Are they prepared to become a technician, to be a contractor, to be a plumber, auto mechanic, etc.? I talked to some of the mechanics down where I live, and I asked them. I said, coming out, this was a couple of years ago, I said, coming out, if a kid has an auto tech credential, what would he come out with, coming out of high school? They were saying 80,000. That was a couple of years ago. So when I used to serve at the state level in Florida. So when I went back to the state level, the number one thing that we started working on was credentialing in high school. So where kids need to get credentialing, their apprenticeships. If they were gonna, we had kids who they got their welding certificate. So they would come out with their initial welding certificate and they're making like $55,000. But then there's a higher level of credentialing you can have after years on the job that takes you from like 55 to 125. Like, that's the stuff from young kids. You start moving yourself through your education system that helps to transform their you couple that with contracting, being able to access those dollars, which do come into urban areas. The money does come.
But it's more.
I don't know where it goes.
I was about to tell you.